Good. I've had a very productive day today because I use the strategy that you said yesterday about like blocking the time. So like this
Mm,
morning, I just set out to do like the DMs and I stuck with that. And I was like, right, okay, just go through. And then I have like put it in my notes. So I've got like the schedule of like going through and it's just simplified my brain so much.
love it. Love it. Was the call helpful yesterday?
Yeah, it was actually really, really good. I enjoyed yeah, being, and I do enjoy like the community aspect as well. It's quite nice to be in calls, if you know what I mean, because I
Yeah.
think that's like the component you kind of miss out on with being online and like being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's quite a lonely game, isn't it? You're kind of just like, it's me, myself, and I all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I'm so glad that it helped. And yeah, that time blocking is like really efficient with the schedule. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Yes. And I'm excited to have you on. And yeah, let's dive in. So for everybody watching, I brought on Grace because she's absolutely crushing her coaching business. And I feel like with her, she has the ability to inspire a lot of people watching. A lot of people watching are really looking to grow their fitness business, especially online. So let's dive in, Grace. First, let's give the audience a bit of a backstory of like who you are, right? How old are you? Where are you from? And how long have you been coaching? Let's start there.
Okay. So I am 28. I am from England, close to London, easiest
Mhm.
place to go to. And I've been coaching for just over 7 years. So I started
Mhm.
as an in-person PT and
Mhm.
then COVID kind of struck and I was like, I need to do something about this. I need to
Mhm.
do something quickly. And so that kind of pushed me to do the online stuff and dive in. And to be honest, I had no idea what I was doing at the beginning.
Mhm.
You're actually my fourth mentor now.
Mhm.
I've moved through, I feel like I've learned a lot through
Yeah.
different phases. Some have been good, some have been shit, but
Mhm.
there's been a good variety of help in there.
Yeah, no, I just respect that you're, willing to find a mentor, invest in yourself. That's really the key right there. That's having that guidance. And I think a lot of people watching can relate with like the in-person and then trying to make that transition online. With you, it was like COVID, we kind of like had to, but even now, like a lot of coaches watching, they're probably doing in person or maybe a little bit online, but they're looking to fully make that transition. Because if anyone is wondering, Grace is like fully online, doing it, like really just running her own online business. It's amazing. And so before you and I worked together, you were a bit stuck kind of like at a plateau with the business. And I want to know, and the audience wants to know as well, like what was your biggest struggle before you and I started working together when it came to your online fitness business?
Yeah, I think for me, my biggest struggle with doing the work was kind of like overcomplicating and overwhelming myself with
Mm,
so much information, and I couldn't necessarily order it in the right structure.
mm,
And I would just basically get super overwhelmed every single day with like new ideas and new things that I want to do, which is really funny because it's kind of similar to what my clients struggle with when it comes to their
mhm.
goals, is they see loads of different workouts and how to eat and all of these different things, but it's like actually having a system where you can just follow it and it's like ticking things off, simplifying the whole process. So I would say for me it was like complicating the whole process, not necessarily knowing where to put my energy into properly.
Okay. Okay. No, makes sense, Grace. And I feel like a lot of people watching can resonate with that because, especially with the online space, there's so much info out there and it could get so overwhelming with content, how to structure a program. Should we do just like regular organic, posting just on our feed, or should we run ads? Like there's just so much that goes into it. So with you, when it came to just like the overwhelm, frustration, how was that like negatively impacting you?
So I would say because I was getting overwhelmed and frustrated, I it was impacting my whole life, to be honest, because
Mhm.
where I don't feel like I'm being productive, I then won't feel good within myself. I'll look for quick kind of dopamine hits with food and, doing bad habits more frequently. And then it also was impacting my relationship as well, because my confidence was taking a hit, because I was like, why is this not working? Like, why can't I stick to this? And this is something I've struggled with for a lot in my life, but I feel like I'm gaining that clarity a lot now. So I would say every single area of my life, my health, business, relationships, it was having some sort of impact negatively on all of them.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough. It's like the fitness client, when they're struggling, it's leaking into all areas of their life. And so for you and people watching, like if they're not seeing that financial freedom, they're trying to put in the work, post content, and it's just not working out, it could be extremely frustrating and stressful, overwhelming. Probably why a lot of coaches are watching this for some inspiration right now. So totally resonate with that. And so you were a bit overwhelmed, stressful, and then when you and I first started working together, and just a backstory for everybody else, Grace and I were actually part of a couple mentorships together as students when it came to us having different business mentors. And then I finally transitioned to business mentorship, and Grace was pretty much like all in because she really like knew me, and I was in a part of like some other programs with her. But the thing is, Grace, like you did have other mentors and some didn't work out. And so a lot of people, maybe even some coaches watching, like they've had that other mentor, they got burned in the past, some people may be scammed, and that automatically turns them off to future opportunities that can actually help them. And so I want to know, audience wants to know as well, like, for you heading into another business mentorship with this program, like what were some initial hesitations to deciding to, work with me?
I think like the previous mentorships that I've had have, my first kind of mentorship that I was part of didn't really give me much because it didn't have the actual support included in it, which is kind of the key factor of it. The second mentorship actually did a whole lot of good for my business and really allowed me to excel in certain areas. But again, it didn't have the personable approach to it. The third mentorship that I was part of was great for systems, but it almost overcomplicated the process, which my ADHD brain does not need overcomplication because it throws me completely off. And I think that was the kind of hesitation coming into it, was like, oh, is it going to be overwhelming again? Like, is it just going to be one of those? Because any decision that you make in life, you're taking a risk. So you're either risking staying the same and staying stuck and staying frustrated, or you take that risk of like the unknown, but that also could be the best risk that you ever take in your life. So that's the risk that I always kind of take. And I feel like I'm pretty good at taking the risk. Sometimes I take too many risks where I'm like, just go for it. But it definitely was the right risk to take.
Yeah, no, I respect that for sure. And I love how you said, like, any choice you make is a risk. Even staying the same, doing nothing is also a risk. And I feel like there's a lot of people watching that are maybe just kind of holding themselves back when it comes to investing in their business or just taking that step, going all in on their business. And that right there, staying stuck, not taking action, that in itself is a riskier than just taking the leap. So I love how you have that mindset, and that's why you're getting amazing results. And so I kind of want to talk about that now, right? So you were frustrated, overwhelmed. We started working together, and I want to know, audience wants to know as well, like what results have we been able to accomplish when we started working together?
Yeah, so initially when we started working together, you were like pushing the paid in fulls. You're like, paid in fulls are great. We want paid in fulls. It's like they're good clients, they secure them. And I was like very much in the mindset of I want monthly to make myself feel secure. But this I really discovered was like a lack of trust in myself. And I wasn't fully trusting myself in the ability to give value and gain new clients in the process of, which is something that you've really helped me with. Is trusting myself in the process, and also trusting what the universe has in store for me. We went forward with the paid in fulls. So I've got like 1.5K paid in fulls, which for the Americans, that's more than $1.5K. So it's a pretty decent amount of paid in fulls. And then I also got my first year upfront 3K paid in full, which was hugely out of my comfort zone, because I ended up having to actually communicate with the couple together to actually hit that forward. So that was a massive step out of my comfort zone, which I, without you, would not even have thought to do. Like it wouldn't have even been in my mind to do it in that way. And so, yeah, it's been massive. But in terms of like not even the financial aspect of like what we've been able to do is just building like the trust in myself, like I was saying, and also restructuring my business in the way that I want to make it work for me, not just like this one size fits all, like do this, this, this. You're so adaptable to everything that I want to build. And like, I do have a lot of ideas. So sometimes it can be a bit crazy because I'm like, I've got a new idea, but you're so accommodating to that, and you actually listen to what I want and you make it work. So that's, yeah, been really great.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And yeah, getting more of those clients, especially the paid in full, right? Like the full amount, you get that more committed individual for sure. And then also it's a big cash injection for you and your business. And so just getting that in like 5, like I want to ask all the coaches too that are listening, like what would that do for your business and your life if you were just able to collect 5, right, 1.5, like $1,500 payments, a $3,000 payment? Like what would that do for you and your life? It would really give you that confidence to go full time, make sure you are actually able to increase your income, help more clients, be able to travel the world, work from wherever. And that's what Grace is able to do. Like she literally just went to the Caribbean, like I think like last month, still was getting some like work done, content. She's living her dream life. And so it takes that initial leap, that initial step to like fully commit. So proud of you there, Grace. That is amazing. And I'm just curious too, in terms of actually like getting some of those clients, I know it was more of like that belief shift to trust in yourself to get that paid in full. But also systems wise, what are maybe some things that kind of helped you out? Because you mentioned organization, but what are some things in terms of the process that helped you land more of those clients that we worked on? Do you think it was more content, the sales process we went over, like lead generation? What in your mind kind of stands out that we focused on that helped you get those results?
I think a main part for me was the kind of follow-up process in the DMs. And actually, this is something that I was really, really bad with, because I always thought to myself, why do I need to chase people? Like, why do I need to follow up with people? But the reality is when you're starting out in your business, you do have to do that, because that's just the reps that you have to earn to then be able to delegate it. And that was something I kind of avoided, but also I kind of, to a certain extent, judged myself of like what the other person would think if I would message them. Sometimes I would go on their profile and think my own perspective about this person and be like, oh no, they're not going to want it. And it's like, who am I to judge them off of what they need? They can also decide themselves whether they want it or whether they don't. So I think that was a really big component for me. And I think I think actually for having you there to help me declutter my mind, because the one thing that leads to me not taking action is when I just get overwhelmed. And like having you there to be like, no, let's do this, 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 or you just ask me questions and it's like, oh, okay, I can answer that. And you do essentially exactly what I do with clients as well. But it's so simple to just settle someone's mind, because actually a lot of the time it's not necessarily people are doing the wrong things. It's people are just procrastinating, not doing the actions in the first place. Like it doesn't actually need to be overcomplicated. It's really, really simple, but it's like you have to do the things rather than sitting on it.
Yeah, I love that 100%. It's like really we dialed in the process, but also just having that support in your corner to be like, okay, I have so many things on my mind. What do I actually take action on? And having that support is everything. And I know you probably, like you mentioned before, been part of different mentorships or programs where it's like there's not a lot of that support. There's just like, here's the course, the modules, and good luck, figure it out. So I'm glad that the support is definitely helping you, Grace, for sure. And so last couple of questions is like, obviously with online fitness, once that starts picking up and you signed more clients, getting more paid in fulls as well, so more cash up front, that can be a huge change, especially working from home, getting to travel. So outside of business, what would you say have been big changes, like seeing all the efforts you're putting in, also like it working? Like, what are the big changes you've seen outside of business in your own life, Grace?
I think massively my own health has improved, and
Mm,
my creativity and everything's kind of coming into alignment. I'm going through a lot of change at the moment, obviously, you know, with the process that I'm taking with my program and the direction I want to go.
yeah.
And I was just saying to my partner that even though I'm at a really weird stage where I'm not necessarily pushing one program, but I'm still trying to keep the income going,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm trying to push the other way. I was like, I have never, like, I feel so grounded at the same time. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's also benefited like my relationship as well, and being able to communicate with my partner and also support her because she's also a self-employed coach. And so it's given me a lot of perspective to be able to communicate that across. And also it's made me a better coach, because when I am more grounded and I'm more secure in myself, I'm able to deliver a better service because I'm not reacting, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
responding to people. So if I get a cancellation, I'm not thinking, oh my God, what's happening? I'm thinking, okay, how can I actually keep this person on board so that I can continue changing their life? And I've had this with like 3 clients so far since working with you, and I've been able to keep them all because
Yeah.
I just had that shift of being like, no, actually, I want to help you. So I want to understand where your perspective is. Is it scarcity? Like, where's this coming from? So that
Mhm.
I can actually give way more value. So all around, just everything.
I love it. I love it 100%. It's like for you growing your business, like you come first, right? Grace comes first. So we're dialing in like your own physical, mental, emotional health. And then as a result, it's like that's just gonna pour into your business, coming from a place of service, helping more people. I think that's amazing too. It's like I remember we kind of ran into those situations with clients, like something was going on, and then every time we just came up with like the right process to get them back in, and that's how you're able to keep changing their life, and they're getting amazing results still. So I love that 100%. And so last thing I want to ask too, for some inspiration purposes for anyone watching this, thinking about kind of going all in on their online coaching business. They might be on the fence. They see a bunch of other people online succeeding and they're like, how are they making that much money? Like, how are they doing this? And they want to do it themselves. What would you say to them?
I would say to try not to think too long and act off of how you feel intuitively. Don't go off of all of these things about making money, but go off of how the person makes you feel intuitively. For me, I had this immense amount of trust in you because I could feel you were a genuine soul. And
Mhm.
so that's what allowed me to go into it. And I think if you actually genuinely feel a good feeling about someone,
Mm,
allow that trust to guide you in the right direction and just take the leap, because right now you're staying stuck in the same position, being scared about change, but actually you're risking everything by staying in that same position.
mic drop. Mic drop. That's good. 100%. No, and I appreciate that for sure. And I agree. It's like sometimes we know we have to do something, but we hold ourselves back. And you keep bringing up, Grace, like just staying stuck and not doing anything is even riskier than just like taking that jump. So 100%, I agree with that. And this was great. Hopefully for everyone listening, watching, give some inspiration. That's part of the reason why I brought Grace up, because you could just hear her story. Like she was frustrated, overwhelmed, like a lot of coaches are right now, just watching, like, what do I do? We plugged in the right systems, gave her the right support. Now she's crushing it, getting paid in full clients, increasing her income, and she's doing this full time, which is amazing. So Grace, appreciate you. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for just taking the time. I know you're busy. And so is there any final thoughts you have? Last words, any final thoughts?
Just to think about it, actually, I had something came to my mind.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have invested in 4 different mentors,
Mhm.
and Danny is the only mentor that has genuinely cared about my feelings and spoken to me about my life. And I think that's a really, really key component of being a coach and a mentor. It's not just about getting people through the door and making money. It's about genuinely changing people's lives, and you have to genuinely care. So thank you.
Thank you. Getting me emotional over here. No, I appreciate it. And yeah, me and Grace, like we go back. We were both students and part of other mentors. So when I got the opportunity to work with her, I mean, I was so excited. And yeah, I mean, I care. Like, you know, Grace can see that. She knows that. And I just care about my clients so much. And so I just appreciate everybody out there, especially you, Grace, for like just putting in the work. Because I can sit here and tell you all the things to do, but you could just be like, you know, yeah, whatever, F off. Like, you're not going to do it. And so I just respect that you're actually putting in the effort. I do care about you a lot. I want to make sure you succeed. And I know you know that. And so just thank you so much for being my client. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Grace. Appreciate it. And for everybody else, if you need anything, you have my Instagram. It's at DannyCavs4, Danny CAVS4. And Grace, if they want to get inspiration from you, your content, maybe ask you some questions about anything, where can they find your IG?
Yeah, it is just Grace H. Richardson.
Okay, just Grace. That's it. Just Grace. Just
Amazing Grace. That's
H.
what.
Okay, okay. Say it one more time. Just Grace.
Great. No. It's Grace H. Richardson.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. I thought it was just Grace. Okay. I'm like, is that?
Just
Okay. Well, you could find everybody. You could find her there. You probably know where I am on IG, and if you need anything, just let me know. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. And Grace, appreciate you. Check your phone after. I'm just gonna give you a little thank you message, and I just want to catch up real quick. And for everybody else, appreciate you for watching. Talk to you soon. Have an amazing day. And Grace, talk to you soon. Thank you so much for your time.
Bye.
All right. Bye.